Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel. This is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Welcome to the new week and welcome to the new backdrop. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. This is to kind of brighten up the setting, the mood, everything, because we are diving into November, almost there, and I feel like well, at least in places where I live normally, it gets pretty gloomy and cold and gray and rainy. So I feel like this is a good change of pace, change of scenery. This is like one of the scenes of a happy place rather than the bad weather that's going on outside. Okay, so let's start with an oracle card as always. Today I have the girl deck from Sal from It Prior Read. Is it Read? No. Yeah, whatever. From Sal Biado. Oh my god, I haven't followed Sal for like a couple of years now. But anyway, it's a fun deck and I just saw it and I was like, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do today. So that's what I'm doing. So Divine Feminines, what do you have? And we have the book, of course, and it's a good one, so I'm gonna read it. Let the soulmate grow without you. Wow, that's powerful. That's very much a twin flame card. Although I must say that this is not a twin flame specific deck. All right, be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. Couples, family, and other types of groups, such as friendships or bands, are expected to follow the same path. This is more pronounced in a romantic relationship. We expect our partner to include us in everything they do and vice versa. It is not, however, healthy. Our souls need to be whole by itself, and it needs to grow and mature by itself. Your soul is nurtured by the universe, like universe, uniquely, and it all started from birth. The stars will never be aligned the same way again they did when you were born. We are uniquely us, and forcing a soul to lose its uniqueness just to keep our company is like asking for its death. Let us allow our partner's soul to grow on its own, and the strength and maturity it will develop will complement ours. Yeah, this is a very powerful reminder for Divine Feminines that, well, to kind of like go with the flow when it comes to, like, if your twin behaves like they need space, they might be asking for it, or you just feel like there is lack of alignment, that you are different levels of energy, frequency, and vibration. This is like a natural call for that, I don't want to say separation, but for giving each other space, right? Because it's only gonna make things more difficult and more challenging. So, but it's not just like, okay, we just can't stand each other's energy right now. It's not, it's much more than that. Because that also means, because your energy might be triggering in the moment, right? But it's also very supportive, right? But if your twin is in an unhealthy environment, in a toxic environment, in some unhappy situation, the supportive side of your energy might be keeping them in there. Think about it that way. And preventing them from growth, because as long as they keep feeding off your energy, they feel fine. They're like, yeah, I think I can do this. And they continue being according to some people in the twin flame community, they can't really be committed to anyone or anything but you know, like they stay in the situations where they are, in their bad jobs, with their addictions, with karmic partners, and they feel like they still need, because they're a good person, right? They feel like they need to keep trying, keep going at it. And the longer you keep feeding that energy, the longer you are energetically encouraging that. So, and I've seen that in my situation more than once when it worked that way. And yes, it was painful for me to walk away, to take my energy with me and say, okay, I'm gonna love you from over here, right? Let's keep our distance. But sometimes that's the path to growth for our twin and for ourselves ultimately, right? Because if it's out of alignment, then it means that there's a good chance they're draining you of your energy. Okay, that was long, but it needed to be said. So what do we have for the masculines? Acceptance with understanding equals the truth. Ooh, that's powerful. Yeah. A lot of times we don't have that we don't have masculines see things that way, right? This is one of the classics. We are surrounded by beautiful photos uploaded by people on social media that chronicles their life. They're glamorous, beautiful, and most of the time a lie. The world never lacks confidence. We are surrounded, filters, Photoshop, and the right angle make sometimes ordinary look extraordinary. These are all it takes to live an alternative self. This alternative self, however, is but a lie. The true us doesn't need a filter, editing, or the right angle, quote unquote. All it needs is our presence, understanding, and enough self-love to just be us and present it to the world, even if it means we don't pass the Instagram standards. Even if it means we don't get enough likes. Even if it means we get negative comments. What the world thinks of us doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is us understanding and accepting all of who we are. That's the only way we will get to our ultimate truth. The truth that doesn't need the world to be watching to be fulfilled and lived. And I must say, this is like muscle memory. This is like fitness, like exercise, like good habits. You know, the more you do it, the easier it gets. And the more of a challenge it becomes, right? Like at first it may be really, really scary. But the more you do it, the more at ease you become with it. Acceptance, knowing yourself, valuing yourself for who you are, just the way you are. And that's the magic when your twin, or at least your soulmate, right, your life partner, can come in and reflect that to you. Okay, I still see some cards. Sorry, I'm gonna be using this deluxe tarot deck, but I just saw a couple of cards that were out of order and it's bothering me, so I'm just gonna fix it quickly. Okay, seems like it's all in order now. So we'll do our usual reading with, oh, I saw one fell out. We'll do our usual reading with feminine, masculine energy, additional question, and feelings towards each other. Bottom of the deck, 8 of Cups. Walking from karmic stuff to better tomorrow. Yeah, seeing that it's actually better, it's not scary. I mean, yeah, it is scary, but it's worth it. Yes, 10 of Wands. It's worth it, and we are walking away from burdens, from things that we've been carrying around, either out of habit or out of obligation, out of societal pressure, right? And now we're recognizing that it's not gonna do anyone any good if we continue this way. Feminines, ooh, 4 of Wands in reverse, in Judgment. Wow. I feel like this is like internalized view of union, of you know, like externally it's like family life, building with another person. This is agreement, this is union. It doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship, right? 4 of Wands is that like building and in commitment with someone else. But here I'm seeing that this Judgment is bringing in the energy of this union and commitment to yourself, to what is good for you, you know, to what matters right now, and not following the external patterns or obligations, so to speak, and more following your truth and what excites you, right? What makes you happy. This is like that, if you wish, that love affair with yourself, right? But that's also where the masculine and the feminine can balance with each other, which is something that's really, really important to do. And now it's because of the eclipse gateway, it's a very powerful time to work on that. Internal union, that's so powerful. Not feeling bad for the decisions you make, right? Like we're learning to make, I was just talking about, we're learning to make those decisions that will not necessarily be accepted by others or liked by others. But a lot of times we still feel bad about it deep down. And this is like that next layer that I'm good with it. And not just I'm okay, I'm actually good. Masculines. Justice also, well, not also, sorry. That was judgment for the feminines. For masculines, it's justice clarified by 5 of Wands. Yeah, so that's the karmic stuff. That's that external validation and Instagrammable posts and people judging you by giving you likes and comments or dislikes and negative comments, right? So masculines are now stepping into balance themselves. So they're also, and you see this person actually has a blindfold. Justice usually doesn't have that, but in this deck it does. So this is like, I'm not looking at what they're doing over there. I'm minding my own business. I'm doing my own thing that I believe in, right? I'm learning. That's my truth. That's that truth that we're talking about. I even love that they have this, well, to me at least, this look like fires, like the twin flame energy for me, right? Like it's like shaping the reality with fire, but this is a divine fire. This is that power. And they don't quite see it. It's more on a sensory level. They feel it. It's in the air. Additional question. Oh my gosh. 6 of Cups clarified by 10 of Cups. Oh, what is bringing? What is the source of joy these days? How can the twins bring this joyous energy into their life? This perfect relationship with inner child. This idea of joy with somebody else. Actually, it doesn't even, in this deck, I don't even think it's specifically like a family in the traditional way, but it's somebody close to you, right? Like, how can you find the joy, first of all, with yourself, right? With your inner child and internally, and how can you find it externally, right? What's the advice? And the Empress clarified by 8 of Cups. Yes, this is staying in your Empress energy, walking away from any BS that was letting you down and that didn't match those standards I'm hearing, right? Like this is very high standard. The Empress is the queen of all queens, right? It's the mother. It's, you know, the goddess basically. So the standard has to be high for that, right? The grade of that emotional fulfillment, the standards of activities you prioritize, people that you surround yourself with, it has to go with that high standard. And you need to recognize that you are the Empress that's worth it, right? That can operate and be happy only in that kind of surrounding. And I'm not saying that, you know, you're not gonna face challenges or setbacks or anything like that. But when you realize what's going on with energies, and the more you do it, the more you're gonna understand, like the sooner you're gonna get it. Okay, this situation is not for me. This is toxic. This is manipulative. This person doesn't have my interest in mind, right? That situation is unkind. This is not gonna get me anywhere, right? Like you can tell, and then it's your responsibility to do the assessment and make a decision. Especially if those aspects are not in your control. Right? Like you can't change a person who is toxic. You can't change an event that is manipulative in its nature, right? Or sometimes if you feel like you can, but it's not worth the effort, then don't do it. For masculines, we have 8 of Wands clarified by the Hermit. Whew. Yeah, so for the masculines, it's finding, and again, I like this concept of light with the 8 of Wands, and to me, it's like the wands are coming out of that light, and the light here, right? Like find that inner connection with the divine, with the higher power, to get clear messages that are unfiltered by ego, that are not filtered by ego, that are pure in its essence, right? And that's when that's the connection with the heart. That's why the light here is actually lighten up around the heart area. Well, it's kind of like behind the person a little bit, but yeah, maybe not the best picture. But anyway, right? It's when you can connect to how you truly feel, what your truth is. That's what the masculines are contemplating right now. And that's when they can find that happiness. What makes them happy? Who makes them happy? Not because what's on paper, what looks good on Instagram, what your friends approve of, but what makes you happy, right? Finding that out. I'm not taught about that growing up, right? We need to figure out, how do we tell? What gives? Feelings of feminines towards masculines. 6 of Swords clarified by 2 of Pentacles. So they understand that the masculines actually need to find this place of calm and peace where they can see clearly. Like, there's been a lot of back and forth, of juggling a lot of responsibilities lately. And they understand that until the masculine gets into a safe harbor and it's like calmer time, they aren't gonna have energy for this connection. So the feminine is actually placing themselves in common waters where they can be more grounded and more balanced and not have to hustle and juggle all the time, right? Like when you can have your quiet time, your meditation time, your wellness time, family time, hobby time, whatever it is, right? Like making time for those things, prioritizing based on your emotional fulfillment, actually. And that's what will encourage energetically your DM to do the same. And guess what's going to be on top of that list? Masculines towards feminines. 9 of Swords clarified by 9 of Swords clarified by Knight of Swords. Yes, both of them are about there's a lot of thinking right now and overthinking, unfortunately, right? There is a desire to communicate, to run to the feminine, right? Like grab that motorcycle, there's a motorcycle here, and just be there and save the day and save the damsel in distress, whatever, right? Like give the feminine whatever they need, be together at the sunset or something, right? But there is also a lot of overthinking of the details, right? Like how's that gonna work? What are they gonna say to me, right? There's a lot of anxiety about that. Look at this image in the window, right? Like the adversary is there. It's like putting negative thoughts and fears into masculine's mind. We are at Halloween right now, Halloween time. So yeah, to me, it's like that kind of scary energy, you know, spooky energy. I'm like, ooh, but real spooky, right? Like even for the, for those who are usually not afraid, this is like display, like speaking towards their weakness. And we know that that's how we are the mirrors, right? So whatever is going on in the masculine's eye, it's like it's speaking to their biggest fears in relationships, in communication with another person. And that's what they're working through right now. That's what's causing them to work through, because the desire is so big. That's how it works, right? But it's very important for the feminine. That's where we started, to keep their distance and to leave them in that space. Okay, it's not easy. So feminines watching can show your support to masculines energetically, send them some good vibes. If you're in communication, you can say something supportive, but not give too much of yourself into it, because like I was saying at the beginning, it will be draining you and it will delay the progress on the masculine side. So you have your own thing to take care of, to focus on. Be your empress self. The empress doesn't chase anyone, right? She's sitting pretty, she's taking care of her kingdom, of her family, animals, nature, right? And being the creative and fertile her. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys, and I'll be back with my readings very, very soon. Bye, everyone.